Now, somebody was holding up his hand here. Whether that was was it a question you wish to ask or a point to make? We have one more question. Can we just prevail? This is probably appalling chairmanship on my part, but enthusiasm from the floor should never be ignored.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Just a very quick question. What are some of the more investment opportunities you see coming out of this? Apart from the room and gold, what are some of the silver linings you see coming out? Mr. Subaiah and Mr. Daswani from large international banks, and possibly Mr. Chen and Mr. Songpaul from more regional and local banks. What's the investment side of it?
Okay. What I think we'll do is two sentences each.
Okay. Let me talk about something that I didn't quite cover during my speech because of the time constraint. I think supply chain finance is a huge opportunity for institutions that have invested the resources in getting that story right. It's a trend that is probably irreversible. I don't think the overall trend of outsourcing production and manufacture to locations in Asia and further afield is going to be turned back. I think that trend is there to stay. Sort of balance sheet deleveraging concerns and short-term counterparty risk concerns notwithstanding, I think there's huge opportunity in getting that right, backing the right horses, putting the right origination, onboarding, risk monitoring programs in place, getting the right skills base in place to actually respond to, as I said earlier. You've got to think of the letter of credit coming back, but equally coexisting with open account or supply chain finance. So I think that's a huge opportunity for institutions that have got it right. It's not easy. It requires a 5 to 6 year serious investment period and a build-up of expertise, but it can be achieved, and there's huge opportunity there.
Well, in the interest of time, I'll just say I think the convergence of cash and trade will generate huge opportunity. I mean, for a long time now, the two have been, for some reason, dislocated from each other and run as separate and distinct businesses. And I think just bringing them together, both for practical reasons that they belong together, and from operational efficiency point of view, from balance sheet efficiency point of view, I think will raise some very interesting opportunities around receivables management and partnerships that like Neil is talking about. If you haven't made those investments into supply chain, perhaps partnerships would be an interesting opportunity that may open up. But we can go on forever.
Thank you very much, Subin. Steinar, did you have anything from a risk perspective?
No, I think it's all said. I think just at the macro level, I think this region, as hopefully the economies in the Western Hemisphere starts to flatten out at least and starts the recovery. I think there are huge opportunities in this region to kind of excel out of this environment we have and create great business opportunities going forward.
Great. Thank you very much indeed. Now, I've just got two things to do, and then we've got a housekeeping, and then you're clear. The second thing, other than thank the speakers, which we have done, is I would like to make special thanks, actually, to the two co-chairs of the Asian Council. This was a very enlivened and interesting session. I do believe it could have run for another half hour, because we were touching on some significant issues. Those co-chairs, Kun Songpong and Su Chen, one from Kasikorn Bank and the other from Bank of China, their leadership of this council and their sponsorship, if you like, of this forum and the way forward for the council over the next year, 2 years, and the years ahead is going to be absolutely critical. And you cannot help but listen to a world where people are going to be working more and banks are going to be working more and more closely together to realize how important an initiative like that under an association like BAFT will be. So I would like particularly to thank those two co-chairs for their past work and what they're going to be doing in the future. That's it from me, but I think there are one or two housekeeping issues which you need to listen to. And can I just personally apologise to you if I've cut into your lunch? The conference won't wait. We will no doubt progress at 2:30 or whenever. When is the next?
I think we're picking up at 2.
At 2 o'clock. Very good. So we're picking up at 2. So I'm sorry if I've kept you on long, but I hope you will agree it was a very worthwhile session indeed. Over to you.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Subin, Neil, and Steinar. I just have a few very quick house announcements. First of all, you all see the feedback forms on your tables. I wish you could all just take a minute to go through them and fill them out. Also, I'd like to point out that on Wednesday morning there are actually 3 very interesting workshops that are taking place as part of the summit. One is the workshop on Unified Process Framework for Educating Banking Technology and Operations Professionals. That's in the morning from 9 to 11. There's a tour of 2 of China's leading banks from 9 to 11:30. This is open to foreign bankers. There's also Sun Microsystems Innovation Tour. I'd also like to point out that tonight there is our IT Implementation Awards networking cocktails that will be happening in the area outside of the conference, in the area just outside the doors here. Also, of course, tonight there is the BAFT dinner. As for the lunch, there are some lunches going on. The lunch for the main conference, the summit, would be to the left out the doors, and then to the left along the very long hall, which past where you registered this morning. You keep going straight, and then there's another wing at the far end over there. That's where the lunch is being held for delegates. Thank you, everybody, for the really exciting discussion that we had this morning. Of course, there's a lot more to talk about, and we'll continue this afternoon at 2. Thank you.
Thank you.